Hi, welcome to my channel, Stuff of Love. I'm Dr. Lori Buckley, and I'm so happy to have you here. In my last video, I talked about the power of saying yes and why it's so important to say yes. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the importance of saying no. And at the end of the video, I'm going to be telling you about a recent personal experience where I definitely should have said no. It's true that saying yes can offer us so many opportunities. Saying yes when there's something that is possible for us, that makes us uncomfortable, but there's something at the other end that might really promote a lot of growth or opportunities for us. But there are also times that we need to know when and how to say no. And there are people who struggle with that. I know so many people that say yes to so many things, and it's incredible. These are people who accomplish amazing things, who generally are very successful. But there are some people who say yes to everything because they don't know how to say no. And then what you find is you are saying yes to too much, you're doing too much, you're feeling overwhelmed, you're gonna get burnt out, and you don't have the focus that you need to accomplish the things that you need to accomplish. There's also the danger of saying yes to a partner when they ask for things and you say yes because you're afraid that they're going to be upset with you. In other words, you're saying yes from a place of fear or obligation, and what that creates is a lot of resentment. So it is so important to be able to say no. So let's talk about when to say no. How do you know when to say yes or when to say no? So the first thing is to give yourself a moment. So somebody asks if you want to do something, or maybe there's something that you're thinking about doing, or you're being made a request of somebody. When do you say yes? I'm going to say if you're feeling uncomfortable or scared, that might be a good reason to say yes, because you could be entering new territory. There could be something that you can gain from it. If you're saying yes from that place of fear that I talked about, oh, if I don't do this, this person's going to be upset with me, or I need to do this to make them happy, or I should do this, that's when you want to stop and think about it. Another time you really want to think about saying no is if it's something that maybe you need to get some more information about. That's what I'm going to be talking about at the end of this video, about my own personal experience. Or if it's something that is dangerous. If it's something that's dangerous or could put you in harm's way, then you might want to say no to that. And so let's talk about how to say no. So if you really think about it, you make a conscious choice. What is the best thing for me? Do I want to say yes? Is this something that could help me in my life, that can positively impact my life or my relationship? Then say yes. Now, there might be some risk, but that's okay. Say yes anyways. And if, again, you make a mistake or it's not the right choice, you can always correct your course or pivot and do something differently. But if it is something that you really don't want to do, or you know that it could cause you great harm, then it's time to say no. So how do you do that? Well, somebody asks you, hey, you want to go to this thing tomorrow night, and you feel it's not something you want to do, or maybe it's just something that you feel is not worth it. You have other things you want to do. At that point, all you need to do is say, no, thank you for the invitation. I'm not able to make it tomorrow night. Perhaps some other time. What you don't want to do is give a long explanation. You don't need to give an explanation for saying no, but you generally want to follow it up with, how about another time, maybe next week? So sometimes you might want to give a little bit of an explanation. Maybe it's somebody you're really close to. Maybe it's a very particular request that needs some kind of an explanation. Then what you want to do is you want to answer it with, no, I can't do that. Here's why. And then you say, here's what I can do. And that can create a great opportunity for a conversation that can really positively impact your relationship. So you're not just saying no, and you're not just saying yes, you are making conscious choices about the yeses and the nos. I'm sticking with my story about the yeses more often. If you're going to think about a percentage, probably apply the 80-20 rule to this. You can say yes most of the time if it can sincerely come from a place of strength and love, and it's something that you are willing to do or want to do, then say yes. So That's how you say no. Now, let me tell you about my personal recent experience where I absolutely should have said no. It was a learning experience, but I hurt my back the other day. I decided to go for a massage, which is something I haven't been able to do for a year, as most of you can relate to because of the pandemic. So I make an appointment to get a 90-minute massage. So looking forward to that. I was so excited about it. My body desperately needed it. And I lay down and she's massaging me. She said, how hard do you want it? I'm like, you can go hard, not too hard, but hard. And she's massaging me and she's really getting that spot where I hurt myself and I feel like things are good. She gets out the hot stones and I could tell she really knows what she's doing. And then she says to me, do you want cupping? Now, if you don't know what cupping is, look it up. This is what I should have done before I said yes. I said no. First thing I said was no, thank you. Then she said, well, do you want to try it? And I said, sure, why not? Say yes, right? Say yes to new opportunities, new things, new experiences. So I say yes. And it was interesting, a little bit painful. And I'm thinking, well, this is good, right? They've been doing this for thousands of years and this is good for my body. She's telling me, you're not going to feel any more pain. And she's doing this suctioning thing with these cups. There's all different types of techniques. They used to do it with heat. They would get these glass jars and they would heat them up. And then when they put them on your body, on your skin would suck up into it. Nowadays, they use different techniques like suction cups and things like that. And that's what she was doing. And it was a little uncomfortable, but I thought this is good for me. This is, going to really be nice and I'm going to be feeling pain-free. So when I'm done, I look at one place. I'm going to show you. There's an example of what a cupping looks like. Now, this is 3 days old. It was much, much, much darker at the time. Now, I have these all over my back and my butt, and some are worse than others. And then she did this thing where she was like suctioning and dragging, and I had big black and blue. They're not bruises, apparently, but they look like bruises, big black and blue marks on my back. And I'm just thinking, oh my God, what did I do? So then I go home and I research cupping, and there are some articles and beliefs that this is the cure-all for everything. And then there are some that say, probably not, and it can be damaging to your skin. Probably not. They're probably all going to go away and everything will be fine. But I have to tell you, I wish I wouldn't have done it. I won't do it again. And nothing serious happened, but it's an example of, I thought, there are some things that you really want to do some research or think about before you say yes. And I was thinking about the video that I just made days before about saying yes. And I thought, I need to make a video about saying no. So that was my experience. And, I'm sure all is going to be well, but sometimes you gotta say no. And in a relationship, the yeses, if you say yes to everything, they just don't mean as much. You have to be able to say no and do it in a loving way. And the ways we talked about, no, here's why, here's what I can do, or how about this? Those are going to be great ways to be able to say no. And remember, if it's something that is not positively impacting your life in any way, then you owe it to yourself to say no. Say yes to you. Say yes to things that are going to positively impact your life and your relationship, and say no to the others. So I hope this was helpful. If you are liking this video, please press the like button and please subscribe to the channel. Do that right now. It really does mean a lot to me, and I will see you soon. Bye.